And I'm getting a lot of... Look at that trash! That mountain of trash that is just building up. Oh, that's really cool. I love that look, actually, having all the trash. You see his... Hey, what's up, friends? Help! Help me! Of course, any base needs to have, well, help on the rooftop. And why not? Maybe there'll be some kind soul flying by in a helicopter and gonna offer you a lift out of this godforsaken place. So, we're here for another day 7000 Horde battle. Blood Moon Horde battle to be more precise. And we're gonna do 64 concurrent zombies. And we're gonna try out my semi-improved kill corridor. Now, this one was made before I realized that, well, let me go through what actually it's all about. So you have a ramp up. Of course, you have to have a ramp up, and then you have a pathway in here where I put water to slow down the zombies. I have dart traps on this side, some electric fences, and some blade traps to try and take out some of the cops and whites. And then they come over here, and there's a bunch of more dart traps before they reach you inside your inner sanctum, where you can stand and shoot or bash with a melee weapon, or you can just hide. And we also have, let me do that, you also have some access to, for instance, in here, if you need to repair, let's say you want to repair this, you can do that. And same, I believe, over here, so you can actually repair the electric fences from within your base without having to really leave your little safe spot here, so you don't have to go anywhere. And it actually worked really well when I was testing it out. It did have a couple of problems, well, not really problems, but it turns out in Alpha 19 zombies are not really being slowed down very much by water, which is really, really unfortunate. There is a bit of slowdown, but nothing like how it was in previous versions, where they would slow down to maybe about half or 40% of their walk speed or run speed. But in Alpha 19, it seems to be, I don't know, 10-20%. So it doesn't really help very much, and it's so much of a pain that I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It can be helpful, but it's so painful to make these ones. It's a half block at the bottom. So here it's actually 1.5, which means it slows the player down a lot, but zombies don't really seem to be very effective. And that's why when I go down here, you can see all of a sudden I'm underwater, and then I come up here, and that's what the zombies do. So I'm going to try this out with a really nice big horde. It's going to be at my level. It's about probably game stage around 720 because my level is 300. I'm going to pump it up to day 7000. As you can see, I'm going to have to go back. Oop, I guess I can't show that, but you see at the top, day 7001. And I'm going to look at a couple of small changes here to make this base a little bit better before I run it across this really, really big horde in my horde battle. And I turn on 64 concurrent zombies, which is more than you normally will see in any playthrough. But it's a way to test out to see if you're doing max game stage, or at least you're going to get single player and max zombies 64, what really happens to your base. And that's really what this is all about. So I'm going to take just a moment to see what I'm going to change up here before I start the Blood Moon Horde. Hopefully you enjoy these kind of videos that I make. I'm trying to showcase some of the concepts I've done in the past and added with how do they really stand up late game, because that's something that people do ask me about over and over again. They're saying, hey, how does this one hold up a really late game when you have a really high game stage and you're having a lot of zombies? And I want to show how the concepts actually work during these circumstances. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. If you've never subscribed to my channel before, well, please do so. It is free. And ring that notification bell, and you might get notified if you really, really are lucky. And I also stream every week. Go have a look at twitch.tv/Vedui42 and give me a follow there as well. And that was quick, wasn't it? Well, of course, I'm doing editing cuts here. Actually, I did not make a lot of changes. The only thing I really made was putting up these blade traps here to see if I can kill any of the vultures, the zombie vultures that might be spawning, and because I'll probably be around here. These are unfortunately plates here. That means that it's a little bit difficult because they might get stuck under here. So, you know, but then I can always shoot them. But other than that, I actually decided that, hey, I'm sure it's going to be just fine, which means it's probably going to be disaster. No, I'm sure it's pretty fine. So let me start off a Blood Moon Horde here, and we'll see what happens when we shout for help. And I forgot to actually enable all my blade traps, which I probably should know. Oh, okay. No, I did enable. Sorry, they're on the tripwires. Forget about it. Never mind. Forget that I actually pretended that I didn't know anything. Alright, so they are spawning over there, and I do have 64 concurrent zombies. Let's see what happens here. Potentially, I don't think the demolishers are going to be an issue. Potentially, cops could be, because if they don't get killed, then they explode, and that causes massive damage. But we'll see here. Now, the blade traps are doing nice damage here, at least to the tall ones. He made it up all the way and died for these ones. See, we do have some... okay, let me see if I can... You see, I do have some of those ones. Let me... Oh, okay. Oh, that works better. Okay, alright. A little bit of a detour there. Alright, so the zombies are coming in here. Actually, a lot of them are dying here. There's just a few that make it all the way up here, but they melt because of the dart traps there. See, they come up here and see, bam, 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 and it's not all the way up here, but there he is. And here's a new batch coming in. They do get slowed because of the electric fences, and those are degrading slowly over time. The dart traps are really doing a good job here. I don't have a double dart trap. I could have if I put like one like on this block here behind. I decided not to, just to make it simple here. Let's see what happens here. We haven't had any... Not a lot of cops though. Let's see, are there any that are stuck here? Oh yeah. There are some that are stuck here. Oh yeah. Okay, so this was a bit of a problem. Right. So these one, I don't think I upgraded to... I don't think I did. Can I see? Oh, no, they were not upgraded. So these ones I should have upgraded. So that's definitely something that I made a mistake here. I should have upgraded these ones. I was not expecting these ones to be attacked by the zombies. But for some reason, they are being targeted by the zombies here. There's maybe not enough space here, so they do get blocked off, and then there's this many zombies in the way. I suspect that it makes the rest of them go like, well, if you guys are blocking, then I might as well just go down here and do some bashing, because, well, what else do you expect me to do? Alright, all the zombies are coming here. There are still some random ones that decide they're gonna bash down there, and then they decide that, fine, now that there's some space for me to run, I will go and run. And this one is alright. I don't think a lot of them make it all the way up here. There is a few. And this is where it's intended, so you can actually do... Let's do that. So you can actually stand here manually and just go like, fine, let me just take out their heads. If any are going up. Hello. Like this one. Hey. Oh, okay, not this one. But you hear the buzzing, which basically means that some of these ones, and probably these early ones, are being degraded and might not be working. I see this one. That's alright. I can just repair. Let's bring these ones up as well. And here we have another one. Take out his head. Actually having a modify. Let's take off the scope. Yeah, this will be better because it's so close. That's the problem. These ones are easy enough to just add on extra ammo. I don't think I can do that with... no, I think that's... I can't reach. Yeah, that's what I was expecting, unfortunately. But actually none of them are coming up here, which is really important. There are occasional ones up there that I do have to take care of. But yeah, there's so few coming up there. There will be some damage up on these. Oh, here's, yay! Couple of friends. At least, couple of friends. Let's move up here again. The nice thing is that there doesn't seem to be any explosions from the cops. Which is... Actually, no, there's still some water. Alright, here's a cop. What happens to him? I think he's going to lose his head here. The blade trap, because it's 2.5 high, it means that these smaller zombies actually walk under it. So it tends to just target the taller zombies like the whites. And the whites, demolishers, and the cops. And hopefully he dies there. If he was a radiated one, he actually might have survived longer. But there he is. Okay. See, these ones all doing fine. Dogs do make it their way in, but they... Yep, they do die. It's another cop. Not gonna explode. He is taking some damage, obviously, from the blade traps here. And the dart traps are just melting. And there he goes. Here's another one. He just melted as well. Let's have a look here. Okay, now they're coming from this side. That probably helps. It does. This seems to help with fewer zombies actually getting stuck down here. If you notice, there's no more stuck down here. It probably because maybe it's too far and too blocked. So when they come from this side, they're like, no, it's alright. I'm just going to easily just filter in here and that's all I need. These ones, unfortunately, I cannot repair unless I go out and in and everything. It's not really built for that. I did make sure I can repair these ones from the inside, but there's no easy way for me to repair the... Yeah, see, they are entirely built in. You can only repair them from the front the way I've done it. And the reason I did that was because I was a bit concerned that if I leave the open walls here, that they will try to go through here instead. So I decided that, hey, let me just completely bake them in. So regardless, they might degrade, but unless a cop explodes, these ones should actually survive. And I think they will survive the whole night as well. So far, so good. Look at the amount of loot. Oh, look at this loot. What a... Not that loot is that interesting in Alpine 19, but still. The loot that is up here, I could actually take. The loot that is here, unfortunately, there's no simple way of doing it. But doesn't it just look so nice when you're getting all these zombies sort of moving in like small little ants, making their way through the corridor. And that's why I liked actually to have glass, reinforced glass, just to make it a little bit easier to see what's happening. So you can sort of see like this. You can see that, okay, they're coming in from the top part there, and then they're walking it through the corridor. And they're being electrocuted. Actually, it looks awesome. I love that effect. It looks really nice, this bluish white. But beyond that, very few make it up towards the end of the pulse. And as soon as they step in there, they get a bunch of dart trap hits. Let's see. You saw that old cowboy. He just melts. It's like fraction of a second. Oh, you saw? One cop exploded. Oh, and he probably took out, yeah, like I said, unless there is an explosion. Oh, a second explosion. Oh, no. All right, blade traps are gone. That is a bit of a problem with the cops. The blade trap takes so much damage from the explosions, and it means that, oh, another one. And now without the blade traps, they are having problems dealing with the cops, as you can see, because the blade traps hit them in the head and actually help to bring them down. So now without those ones, these ones are fine. Everything is protected here. You see the front are taking damage. The dart traps are not taking damage, which is the important bit. The blade traps are gone. The dart traps are being protected, which is interesting. So that's fine. I just want to make sure that the dart traps don't get broken. Of course, you don't want these blocks to get broken either, but, you know, I'm going to have to think about what do I do there? Oh, another one is going to blow. Yeah. It takes care of the zombies, but it does, it damages so much around here. Potentially, that can end up with a broken hole so that they actually fall through. That would be worse, though. Wow, I think that was another cop exploded. Okay, so that is a bit of an issue. With having just one dart trap at the bottom here, there's not enough firepower to take out the cops, so they'll get damaged. And you see here, it's going to go into his explosion. Yep, and then he's going to blow up. Oh, he didn't even actually go into the explosion animation, he just blew up. And that is a big problem. It didn't happen until the blade traps were gone, but when the blade traps are gone, a lot of them are exploding. It's not an issue. I mean, you're safe. You're totally safe. It just means that it's a lot more repairs as a result. You see all these blocks? Another thing you can see here at the bottom, now most of the bags over here, because with the blade traps gone, everything has been pushed further and further down. some of the electric fences are no longer working now, except this one, which means they're all dying over here. That's why you're getting all the trash buildup on this side. Oh, we're going to seeing a lot more coming out to the front. Okay, so that's fun. Let's see here. Let's make sure we are doing that. This way you can stand here in the back. Do your shooting, get some headshots. Easy way to stand behind here as well, just doing your melee. For the few that make it all the way up here, there aren't that many that actually survive this onslaught of dart traps in the front. Some of the tough ones, they will, like the whites maybe, and he's gonna blow up. No! Yep, that is definitely an issue with them blowing up. You can definitely see now that the blade traps and everything have been taken out, the electric fences are degrading. They make it a lot further in. And I'm getting a lot of... Look at that trash! That mountain of trash that is just building up. Oh, that's really cool. I love that look, actually, having all the trash. You see, his can be taken out there. Just standing here. Oh, another one blew up. Behind the corner there. I can't do anything about that because I have this L shape. The reason I wanted to make an L shape was so that... Can I... Right, I don't have a repair. Okay, fine. I wanted to make an L shape so that I wouldn't get hit by... Do that. As I wouldn't be hit by the cop vomit as they walked in. But you can see the downside here is that means I cannot take them out until they reach here as well. So that is a bit of a problem. Okay, let's do kill all. Let's do that. Let's see what's happened here. So, let's do a quick review here. That's my testing of water. So, some damage here. After the spawn changed, went over there. Much less issue. I think it's because it's only 2 wide. So, if you're going to have that high of a concurrent zombies of 64, you might want to make sure you have 3 or even 4 wide because... They do get a little bit frustrated once they're coming in from this side. When it was from that side from the front, no issue, but it's something you have to take into account. Also, have to make sure that because of that, make sure all these ones are steel as well, because you don't want to have things just being taken down. As you saw, they did take out some of the pillars before that actually were replaced. And you don't want to have that happen. Now, I got a lot of doubling and tripling up here, so they would have to take out a bunch of them, but eventually they will. During the nighttime, they probably would have done enough damage to the pillars to make the things fall down, and you don't want to have that happen. Now, as far as this side, everything was fine here. I don't think they did any damage. That's just a couple of hit points, nothing on the ramp. Coming up here. Now, there has been a bunch of damage here. Not to the blade trap. Oh, a little bit. Okay, that's... almost nothing. Once the blade traps were taken out, now you see a lot of these damage because of the because let's see here, how much is this one? Oh, no more ammo either for this one. Wow, this one has some, and I guess this one will have a little bit more. Yeah, so when the blade traps are out, it doesn't focus on the cops because they are 2.5 high, so it's like this. So it misses a lot of the regular zombies, but the taller ones, like the cops, do get taken out faster and easier, and that's really why I put them in. The problem, though, is that because I cannot repair from the other side, that's basically means that they get degraded, and then they get blown up, and because they stop spinning, right? And then the dot traps deal enough damage to push the cops into the exploding view, exploding animation, and then they blow up, and then they take out the rest of the blade traps. And as you can see here, bunch of damage even on the bottom plates, and nothing enough to actually go through and destroy it entirely, but it's a little bit annoying to have to do all these repairs simply because the blade traps failed. Potentially having more dot traps here would help. Having one higher up here as well would be good, probably. Potentially, you could even have at the top firing down. That would also help to just give a lot of extra damage to any cops that might be standing here. But again, I think that having a way to repair from the inside would really help. The blade traps up here seem to work all right. The few vultures that we got, they got slaughtered. And not that one. There's a few here, a few for this one. So not that many though, but they did die. So overall, I would say I would give this one maybe an A- or a B+. The main thing I think was having a wider corridor, maybe B plus, B plus. Wider corridors, you don't get the random bashing on the pillars because that's really annoying if you do get something falling down. Also, the blade trap situation here is a bit annoying because I hate having to repair all. I mean, it's not really that bad as far as repairs, but it's annoying to have to do it. It's not a lot of resources. I mean, you can probably go through and it'll be like 200 concrete, which is actually acceptable, but still, it's annoying to have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that if the base is properly designed, like my best hoarder base ever, which had very, very minimal of destruction. So I'm going to have to consider how to deal with the blade traps in a design like this. But it did keep us safe, and that's the important thing. If it keeps us safe, at least we'll live to fight another day. Tons of loot. Even actually after the Blood Moon Horde was done, there's all this loot that I actually could have gone on, just gone and stolen. Oh, loot. Hey, hello. Can't I? Oh, now I can. Okay, so I could have taken all this loot as well. A ton of it has despawned as well, though. But overall, I would say reasonably, some issues have to be resolved. It's not really dimensioned for having 64 concurrent. 8, 12, 16 would be just fine because they're not going to clog up the pipes enough in order to cause these problems. Same thing with the cops. They're unlikely to have the same effect on the blade trap because there's simply going to be so much fewer of them at a time. So what things would you change with this build in order to make it more efficient? Or what builds have you made that are minimal maintenance but 100% safe and will work at a really high game stage and 64 concurrent zombies? If you have a great base that you've been doing, why not share it with me in my comment section below, or come to my Discord and post some pictures. And I will of course see you next time. Help me.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.